Oh, okay, now we're live. By the looks of it. That was weird. So I selected the broadcast, started, did all my normal stuff, and then I've got stop streaming. But then I also had go live next to stop streaming. That's really weird. That doesn't make it. That's I've never seen that before. He genuinely hasn't done that. Um, yeah, that's really odd. But yeah, it probably should pop up in the next second or two. Um, Good thing we noticed that. Yeah. You are a genius. You're one of those genius people I've heard of. But yeah, so no cricket. Yeah, missed out on the hottest day to play sport on. Yeah, not too fast. But yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend. It's been a nice mix of just doing stuff and being out. Yeah, spent the day out in Winchester. Um, yeah, Winchester. And then yeah, it's a nice place. Yeah, it's the first time I've been. Um, and that's hard to do with you. It's true. So I'm just never happy. Oh, we've got two QRP logos now on our stream because you put a QRP logo in the thumbnail that we're using. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that then. Which was the one that I overlaid? It would be this one. Cool. No, I can't really tell in the lighting that you're in. So, you're lucky. Yeah. Oh, God. Gross, dude. So what, were you just sort of just... You been doing anything this weekend? Have I gone through this? Oh, yes. Hmm? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you need AC on you. Yeah, sometimes the car is the best place to be when it's this bloody hot. Crank the AC in there. But yeah, nice. Okay, alright, I got the notes up. Oh, go on. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's mental. Yeah, our country just isn't built for this sort of weather. So it's just like, if it was, then we would be complaining substantially less, but it just isn't. Everything just grinds to a halt. I mean, I remember seeing on like the like they're doing stuff to like in London and stuff like that. They're like putting like reflective like panels and foil and stuff like that, like all over the bridges and stuff like that. I think to like stop the metal from expanding too much. Yeah, yeah, it's just mental. So yeah, our country's just not. Our country's just built different. It's built for cold. Yeah. 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 That's true. That is true. All right. Yeah. Should we get going? Yeah. Okay. Nice. All right. Well, yeah. I'm good to go. I'll start the jingle. Yeah. Let's do it. We're official. All right. We're jingling. Tim. My name is Tim. Yes. New mic. Oh, you've got a new mic. Yeah. 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 Mm. Well, at least on my ears, it sounds very nice. It's not like it's just like a lot softer. Like just like your voice just sounds just like softer. It's just not as harsh. There's no like yeah, I guess just background noise or distortion or anything like that. So just I could just tell immediately that the quality is better than your previous mic. Obviously, I don't know how that's coming out on the stream end, but from my end, I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I ended up getting the same, by the way. I got the same ones as you. I got the Elgato Wave one with an arm as well, because I just thought, why not? Like I do the podcast a lot, like from here, from like my partners and stuff like that. But they'll be on the occasion where like, you know, I'm not here, or she's like over mine or whatever like that. So I'm gonna want to just do the podcast at my place. So yeah, 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 yeah. Is that not just something you could just like use for work? Like, will people just mock you if you just use that mic in meetings and stuff? Or people just be like, "Oh, look at this loser." Like, it's a mic at the end of the day. Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 Jesus. Um. Yeah. Yeah. God forbid. Yeah. No, we can talk about it if you want. Yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't blown away by the final two. I'd say the episodes leading up to the final two were better than the two we got later. That capped it off. Overall, I do think the season was pretty damn good. Like it was a good piece of media. Like I enjoyed it a lot. Definitely wasn't. Yeah, it was definitely well above average. I just think they could have done a few bits a bit better, especially in those final episodes. Like weirdly, some parts felt rushed, which was just kind of strange considering how like long it really was. I just felt like maybe they could have made the parts that, if it's that long, they could have made the parts that were important longer, rather than just like a weird load of filler, and then like the important stuff just seemed a bit off to me. I don't know. At least that was just my impression. That was like a weird, like, a spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't watched it yet. Obviously, going into this, but like, there's just like I didn't like the time skip with like the title card where it's just like 2 weeks later. You know, when they were all like in the upside down and stuff like that. I was just like, I just feel like that's just like lazy. It was just like lazy writing and editing. Um, but yeah, and people were all going on about like, oh, there should have been more deaths, there should have been more consequences and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't know. Not every show needs to replicate Game of Thrones. Like, they don't need to just be like, here's a cool character. That cool character's dead. It's just like, that's Game of Thrones thing. You don't need to do that. Um, yeah, yeah, hmm, yeah, 2.5. Yeah, yeah, but it wasn't bad. Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did watch the trailer for that. Yeah, yeah. I think it looks pretty good, man. Huh? Gollum? No, Gollum's not in it. I don't think. Oh yeah, it looks better than Gollum. Yeah, yeah. Jesus Christ, anything. This crap I took this morning looks better than Gollum. Um, yeah, no, it does look pretty good, man. I'm pretty excited for it. I have to admit. I think it's yeah, it'll be quite interesting in the direction it's taken. I think it's going to be quite a slow burn series by the looks of it. Um, I think there's going to be like a lot of like politics involved and a lot of all that sort of stuff, mixed in with your high fantasy that you get of Lord of the Rings as well. But I think, I think it will be quite story driven in that sense. It's not going to be big scale armies, you know, Battle of Helm's Deep and all that sort of stuff that you got in the Lord of the Rings movies. As they do with series anyway, they flesh these things out with politics and talking and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, but I'm pretty excited for it. It's coming out really soon, isn't it? It's like the next month or two, oh, something like that. August. Yeah. 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 Okay. Just a little throwback. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Ah. Yeah. 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 I stand no chance in this world. Yeah. Um. Yeah, man. Yeah. It was a really sad moment. I was a big Qui-Gon Jinn fan. I have to admit. It's Liam Neeson, man. Who doesn't love him? He's a ledge. Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen Obi-Wan. Yeah, yeah. I thought you were gonna do a spoiler warning for the Phantom Menace. I was just like, I don't know if we need a spoiler warning for those. Yeah, I was just like, some guy in the comments is like, "What? Come on! I was just about to watch that. It's ridiculous." Yeah, yeah, that was cool. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They're like, we're recording right now. She just puts down his like chicken and bacon sandwich. Um, yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, Liam Neeson kind of carries that movie in terms of like talent and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, they're pretty good movies, man, and they tend to hold up all right as well because, as we said in previous episodes, they got a good like history with using practical effects and stuff rather than relying on CGI and stuff like that too heavily. So I feel like the movies age all right overall. Um, was there? I'm trying to think. Oh, Jar Jar. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. 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 I do remember Jar Jar actually looking yeah, pretty bad actually. I'm getting like I'm literally just picturing him right now. Yeah. No, yeah. That's not brilliant. No. Yeah. 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 I mean, not that it's ever important anyway. It's Jar Jar at the end of the day. But yeah, it's he's just a bit incoherent, isn't he? Yeah, I used to quite like him as a kid. And I was like, oh, Jar Jar, he's a legend. He's so funny and goofy. It's like as an adult, I'm like, he's actually pretty fucking annoying. Yeah, he's a bit of a liability. Yeah, I have not. No. Yeah. Damn, dude. He's the mighty. Yeah, he's the mightiest Sith Lord of all time. Darth Vader fears him, dude. He like report the Darth Vader reports into him. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Last Jedi, yeah. It was a pretty bad movie. Yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah. How rude. Nobody knew it was me this whole time. Yeah. Mate, with the way that writing's going in Star Wars these days, who knows? Like genuinely. Oh god. So it's Force Awakens. Uh, yeah, I got it. Maybe it's I don't know. It was something like that, and then the Last Jedi. Yeah. Rise of Skywalker. I think it was Rise of Skywalker. I think it was called. I don't know, man. Yeah. Which is actually a fucking disgusting scene. Um, I don't know. It's just like it's lore. It's like there's creatures in this universe, and yeah, I it didn't really. It just made him fucking gross for like no reason. Yeah. Wait, somehow. Nah, I think that was Dooku that got decapitated. Do it. Yeah, he's just like they're back. Yeah, he's back. Don't question it. Yeah, and also even just like Snow as well was just so underwhelming too. Snoke, that's it. Yeah, just so underwhelming as well. Just like yeah, he was kind of cool. Like, I was just like this guy's kind of menacing. It's just like oh, he's dead. It's like, oh, yeah. It was a little bit of a mare. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh no. Hang on. I think we might be having technical difficulties. What, like audio and everything? Because I just had a message say that someone, my partner, actually can't hear you. Let's have a look. What is your audio capture? Has that been going for? That's been going for a little while, isn't it? That's been. Oh no. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I didn't change anything. I literally just hit go. All right, let me have a look at this. I've just been talking to myself like a crazy person. Yeah, it's coming out of that audio capture, so it should just be you. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's something on Discord's end, maybe? Yeah, I can hear you fine. I don't get why my MacBook is not picking it up. Let me have a look at my audio MIDI. So yeah, 2 outputs is, yeah, that. 2 ins. Yeah. I'm not too sure why it's not working, like genuinely. I literally haven't changed a single setting on my end. Video. I can't hear you now. Okay, yeah, now I can. Let me have a ganders. So how did I sort this before? Just having a look at all the output settings. Where is audio? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it's set to go through the multi-output device in my settings. And then the audio MIDI settings for the multi-output device are just the audio capture and then my headset. I shouldn't need MacBook Pro speakers ticked in there, should I? No, because the output of my headset is where I'm hearing you. That should be what it is. And then, I mean, yeah. Mm. Default device alert for and system sound playback. What? Yeah, I don't know how you can like pause the live stream or whatever. I could just mute myself and change the yeah, I could just mute myself and put the background image on over our face cams for the moment. Maybe. Okay, maybe that will do it. Yeah, I guess let me share my screen with you, I guess. Let's get a second pair of eyes on this. Not anymore. It was earlier. Yeah. Don't know what happened. Right, you can see my screen, yeah? Obviously, it'll be on Discord. Oh, no. No, it's been weird. What do you mean? Yeah, you're an audio input. Yeah, you're an audio input capture, yeah. And the advanced properties, that's all exactly the same. Properties itself, it's this. Yeah, I mean, it has to be the I show you audio capture. It can't be any of these. Yo, look at demon. Yeah, I can play a YouTube video, yeah. Okay. Yeah, picking up the audio capture if I play something on my... I can see the audio capture moving.
Last one of them.
Okay. Do I need to change it to this? Speak?
Please work.
Okay, I think that's working. Yeah, for fuck's sake. That doesn't make any sense. So my Discord, I think it's working now. You can flick it back to public. So my Discord was set. The output was put as my headset, even though it literally says that the default output should always be set to the multi-output device, which is the audio MIDI thing that I set up. And it literally even says that. It says default. Like it's this. It has default next to it, but it just went to my going to my headsets only, the output of your voice. Why? Like literally why?
Oh well, we'll get it right next time. No biggie. These things happen. Don't they? I'm
just
not going
gonna
to listen one section.
You what? Sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I could hear me, and I can, so
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. We'll just have to just do we'll just do a recap, and then we'll
Yeah,
So-
that's fine.
yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just cut out everything we've done until now. But then we'll just come in now and say we had technical difficulties. We've basically spoke about blah 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 blah, and then we'll just have to just trim it on the YouTube when it uploads. Because they got like a in YouTube Studio where you could just trim off like the first like 10-15 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Things
or
happen.
we'll just say no chit chat to start this episode.
I've just whipped it to public, although that was a baller Star Wars section, so that is a real shame.
Yeah, that was a shame. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all fine now. So everyone, bear with us. We've just had like a massive technical gut punch, so we're just straightening everything out, and then we're just gonna get on with the show.
Yeah. Basically, I've been talking to myself for the last 15 minutes.
I was never here.
Yeah, you were never here.
Tim's just had me on loop, like just a visual.
I just don't understand like why. Like I've literally even defaulted like to have Discord as the output that I've set up, and it just went to my headset only as an output. Like why? It's default for a reason. It defaults to that all the time. It stays as that. Even makes no sense.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
So
We live and
annoying.
we learn.
Technology fucking sucks, dude.
We grow from these things by
Yeah.
throwing our equipment out the window.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, basically we just talked about just oh god, we talked about like the new Lord of the Rings stuff. We had a baller Star Wars section that would have got us like thousands upon thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
Probably a Clash of Clans ad as well.
At least a Clash of Clans ad, please.
At least. Yeah, luckily it wasn't actually like, it was kind of like the intro to the show rather than the actual show, I guess. So
Yeah, it was like
at least we caught it. Shout out to my partner who was just WhatsApp me. It was just like, I can't hear the other person you're talking to.
yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Otherwise, we would have for 2 hours. It would have been you talking to yourself.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god, I try and stop doing that. Like I do that enough at home, just talking to myself in the mirror all the time. I shouldn't be
To a
doing
mirror, that's pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, I shouldn't be doing it and uploading it. That's not ideal.
I feel like it's a bit less creepy than a mirror though, versus just a brick wall. Like just talking to a brick wall.
Yeah. I feel like if you were to do it into a mirror, I mean, everyone's talked to themselves in a mirror, even if it's just like a shitty like little passing quip or something like that. Everyone's done it.
Passing quip.
Yeah, like look at this dude.
Fuck you.
It's not a quip, dude. I mean, like check out this handsome dude. I just fucking flip myself off in the mirror.
Right.
No.
Shit.
But yeah,
We'll do better today.
so we suck, and we had some technical difficulties, but we're back. So
We did. We're only 61 episodes in.
yeah, exactly. But we're only 2 episodes into the new live streaming platform, so bear with us.
That's very true. And there was new equipment involved today as well. So really,
Yeah,
I'm
blaming
it was
tech.
inevitable. Yes. No.
Yeah. Anyway, moving
Let's
on.
talk about some video games, shall we?
Yeah, let's talk about some video games. Yeah. What have you been playing this week,
Okay.
Dave? Tell me.
It's just Monster Hunter, mate. You know it. I know it.
Yeah, you haven't been
It's
playing
the
Cyberpunk?
only Truth. No, I haven't. And actually, the only downside to that is that I haven't logged in to do my Microsoft rewards, and I don't think I can face another
Oh no.
like streak break. I lost mine. It was like I had it set at like 70 weeks or something. And
I mean,
now-
you were going to lose it come
broken.
when your kid arrives anyway, let's face it.
It's feeding. Right, gotta get streak. Streak first,
Priorities, am I
bottle
right?
second.
Yeah.
For-
Jesus.
Well, there's a yeah. So do you know what? Actually, that's a really good segue. That's a really good. Did you hear about PlayStation? PlayStation Stars?
I did. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool, man. It's basically
I think
just
it's very
Microsoft rewards for PlayStation, right? You kind of just like, I can't remember the exact ways they said that you can earn and stuff, but it was basically just along the lines of just like playing and just doing challenges and stuff like that. I think it was quite similar to Rewards, but obviously they're not like partnered with anyone. Like Rewards is like partnered with Bing, so they're like search using Bing, so it's a bit more like yeah, it's a bit more sellouty, I guess. I think PlayStation's is literally just play our games, basically, isn't it? From what I could tell.
Yeah, no, it is. I think it's good because it's like it's very like streamlined.
Oh
Like you
yeah, and
said,
they
it's
had like
this is the PlayStation thing.
yeah, and they had like really cool like you could earn like badges and stuff like that, and like have them on your profile and stuff like that's actually really cool. Like I do kind of dig that. Yeah, that's cool.
Digital thing.
Assets.
I can't remember what they said.
Yeah,
maybe assets. And they were like, they came out, they're like, it's not NFTs.
yeah.
No fucking thanks. It's not one of them. But like at the
God.
same time, like I'm not like privy to like the details of NFTs, so I don't really know when something crosses the line from just a digital asset to an NFT. Like, people talk about the blockchain, and I can say the word
Yeah.
blockchain and sound like I know what I'm talking about. But that, as far as I know, that's just like a digital
It's just
like storage, isn't it?
it's just like it's just like a digital storage / like technology pipeline sort of thing that essentially just it's just super crazy secure, and you essentially just you own that asset once you have it in that blockchain or whatever. It can't be accessed by anyone else. It's uniquely identified to you, tied to your account and everything. It's like owning something in real life.
Like why? Okay, firstly, like the word blockchain sounds like a Monster Hunter weapon. Secondly, what's the difference between that and just something being tied to like my Xbox account? It just feels like we're splitting hairs a bit at that point. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you own it, and it's like, well, I own.
Well, no,
do
but
you
like
mean?
technically everything that you own, all your data that's not your data. Like just because it's your profile on Xbox, bad juju. You got all these achievements, you got all this that's owned by Microsoft. You don't own any of that. Whereas blockchain, and if you do, and NFTs, you physically own it. No company has access to any of that. Microsoft wouldn't be able to take it if they wanted to. They would have to contact you and be like, "Oh, I need to buy this from you." Like you physically own this. Yeah.
Okay. So like,
you don't
but somebody
own
owns
anything.
the blockchain,
Uh,
correct?
well, no, it was
It
like
didn't just grow out of the ground.
no, it was like it was like a technology that was like invented, sure, but it was invented by someone with the means that it privatizes everything for the individual. So,
So it's meant
nobody
to be
owns it.
neutral.
Yeah,
It's like publicly owned.
yeah.
Okay.
Nobody owns anything.
Okay.
Except
So
the person.
right. Yeah. So okay. So yes. But I guess like I think it would, but like like there is like a continuum there, and at some point you're like, are the big things that people are worried about NFTs? Is it not? Firstly, the environment because the amount of storage and etc. like server space it takes up. But secondly, that it can be a bit exploitative because stuff can be sold back and stuff can be scalped, and stuff will be monetized unnecessarily. And I feel like a lot of those same downsides could quite easily pour over into it, like a digital marketplace. It's just like Diablo 3 had the auction house back in the day, and they shut that down. I can't tell you exactly why, but it was unpopular, right?
Yeah.
Because people were getting stuff and selling it, and I don't know. That's
It's exactly
I
what
guess
it is. It's essentially just a big online auction gallery and stuff like that for these rare assets that are owned. But like, I don't know that much about it. I'm going to be honest.
No.
I don't know much about the world of crypto.
We're not
and
crypto
NFTs.
bros.
Yeah.
We could be.
We probably could be. Yeah. If I sat down for like
We're not.
5 minutes, I could probably be a master at it. A Jedi master.
Just work it out. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Just sell Pokemon cards instead.
yeah, dude, that's kind of hype. Actually, speaking about that, yeah. So you sold them. Have you sold them all now? You sold
I'm
them for
just
like
doing one at a time.
so $250 a pop so far, isn't it, or something?
The first one was 200, but like with the listing fees and eBay taking a slice, it's like just over £200 profit, which is obviously pretty nice.
Yeah, it's great. How many have you sold?
Just the one. I've got a second one up at the moment. So if you want to buy some first edition Team Rocket Pokemon cards from 2002, you hit me up. I'm your guy. I'm your seller. Bit on the low.
How does it
£100.
feel? How does it feel to be a dealer?
Really good.
Really good.
Really good.
Yeah, really
Yeah, I
ticked
feel
off a box
very-
for you, is it?
Yeah. I kind of want to keep doing this. You know, I start making fakes, selling them. Probably won't do that.
Yeah, I thought it's really illegal, but yeah.
It's definitely illegal. Yeah, PlayStation Stars. That's a big thumbs up for me. I think Microsoft need to revamp their rewards system. Really, Microsoft rewards sounds really lame.
Yeah.
Right? Did I? What?
No, you sound fine. My stomach was just growling like crazy. Ignore my facial
Okay.
expressions.
All right. just sat there like.
Yeah. just shitting myself. Don't worry. Yeah, carry on.
So I mean, I've got I've got an excerpt. This is I have this on the notes, by the way. That's why it's just an excellent
Yeah.
segue that we could do. A good deck way. Our monthly check-in campaign simply requires you to play any game to receive a reward, while other campaigns require you to win tournaments, earn specific trophies, or even be the first player to platinum a blockbuster title. That is wicked.
That
I
is
love
really
that.
cool.
That's so fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just fun.
That's a proper cool achievement to go for, and something you can like pin to your profile and stuff like that and flex. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I have to admit they've made it really gamey, and they've definitely built it like around the consumer, which I think is really great. Where Microsoft haven't, they basically were just like, oh, we need to up Bing's fucking numbers, so get people to search on it. Yeah,
A quiz about like the heritage sites in the 1980s, and it's I like video games, I guess. Like
Yeah.
Mount Fuji, like it's just clicking on random shit.
yeah, exactly.
The pyramids of Giza.
Jesus. But yeah, man. Yeah, it just seems like it's a better version of Microsoft Rewards that's definitely built around like gamers specifically. So yeah, I definitely think that's something Xbox can have a look at and just be like, oh, we can actually do this better. Yeah, 100%.
PlayStation have done that for a while now. They've like overtaken Xbox on the achievement side. There are some things that Xbox do that are still better, but overall, I like that PlayStation have platinums. I like that they kind of embrace that. There are a couple of other things, and this is like just another thing. Like you said, it's very gamified. Microsoft, just to be clear, Microsoft Rewards is very good value. It's just like it's not passive. It's not always passive. Some of it's quite fun, and we've spoken about it on the show, and that it's quite good for discoverability. If you're like big into Games Pass and you like just popping into different games, you can get a lot out of it. I will dip my toes into a game that I wouldn't otherwise. Just because they're like, we'll give you 500 points, and I'm like, yeah, Iudian Chronicles, let's go. I'd like to see Xbox catch up just across the board with achievements. And yeah, it'd be nice for them to streamline it and not call it Microsoft Rewards. It sounds like my granddad named that.
Yeah,
rubbish,
definitely.
isn't it?
Yeah, PlayStation Stars actually sounds pretty cool. And just the whole like aspect of it is, it's just cool, man. Like generally, it just smashes Microsoft Rewards kind of out of the water. So yeah, I think I definitely think we can improve and do better with that. But yeah,
From next week onwards, we're going to be the PlayStation Stars podcast.
yeah, that's us.
I wanted to touch on this, Tim, because we spoke about it off air. And anybody who like follows us on Twitter or generally just is around on the Twitter community and just seeing what's happening, was a particular individual being a little bit upset about co-op campaign flighting, which just came out for Halo. And there was one person who took to Twitter and spoke about how the whole thing is fucked up. His words, fucked up. He has to pay for the game again. He has to pay 10 times the amount he paid for the game on Games Pass for $1. Now again to play co-op. it's just like the most backward logic because he paid $1 to get access to the campaign in the day. Subscription lapsed, and now that Cobb's out, he's like, I don't have access to that promotion anymore, so I have to pay $10.
Yeah.
Get it? He's like, that is fucked up, and I'm like, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. Like, I'm not gonna go to like the shop and be like, this haddock. This is only £5 last week. Why is it a tenner now?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense. And
Fucked up.
just like the whole just aspect of just, I think what's most annoying to me is the whole aspect of just what people expect for like their money and what people expect for like free these days. It's like, bro, like this game has taken so much time and manpower to create and money, and fucking you're upset. You're so upset at them that you're actually making a social media post and a point of it to like actually like attack them, that you're annoyed that you played their entire game for £1 fucking pound. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's like a can of Coke. You paid Halo Infinite for like the price of a can of Coke. Like, just what is wrong with you, man? Like, just wind your neck in. Like, seriously. And he's just really annoyed that he has to spend another tenner to play it co-op again. And it's like, and that's still optional. Like, why do you feel like you have to play it co-op now? You've already played it. You can move on if you want. But even so, like a tenner to play Halo is not. You're not asking for a lot there. Like, just, oh my god, people like create this image that like 343 and these gaming studios are greedy, and it's just like, no. Like, my god, they used to be a hell of a lot more greedy back in the day, so chill out, man.
Now is a very good time for game value. Like,
good.
We've all done the debate to death, haven't we? About, well, we'll have more to talk about today, but like, microtransactions and money. Like, yes, we live. This is very much a society that we live in. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's still a society. So it's like, I don't know where the buck ends with this sort of conversation or this talking point, because it's like I said, like, you're gonna get pissed off that promotions end in other places as well, and it's like kind of the thing. Like, Halo fans are so fucking melodramatic, man. They're so melodramatic, and like, because it was the point that he was trying to make was that because it wasn't together at launch, at launch, instead of just paying for it once, I now have to pay for it twice to like get re-access to it, and it's like, well, yeah, but they couldn't. It's like they couldn't just snap their fingers and make you co-op happen. It's not like they've just been like hiding it in the vault. Like the alternative was that you waited another 2 years until when the rest of it was ready to go. So even then, like, none of this kind of makes sense. But it was funny. It even got you triggered, which is how I know it was a bad one.
Yeah, I didn't get triggered often. It just came across as just so bratty to me and so spoiled and entitled. Yeah, it's just like, what is your problem? Like, it just aggravated me, man. Like there are things that annoy me, like timed exclusivity, and like I was annoyed at the Spider-Man thing that I literally couldn't upgrade my game even if I wanted to give them money, and I feel like I can rightfully be annoyed at things like that. That's fair enough, but like, just something like this is just, God, you're such a brat, man. You're such a milquetoast little piece of garbage. Just go back in your cage, man. Come at me.
Okay.
God.
Hope nobody clips you.
No, nobody clips me. Yeah.
This is why we need to get you your own Twitter so you can take.
So I can call people milquetoast pieces of garbage.
That's right. It'll be like good cop, bad cop. It'll be great.
Yeah. You're like coming in like, well, like intellectual argument, and I'm just like, you're a fucking piece of trash, dude.
Milquetoast, dude. Yeah. Such a fucking troglodyte. Look at this troglodyte over here. Troggers.
Yeah, I mean, you joke, but my if I was doing comments like that, I'd probably get like loads of retweets and likes, and your like intellectual argument is just buried. Just nobody sees it.
That is how Twitter works, unfortunately.
Yeah. Got to be a troglodyte.
All right. You have to be a troglodyte. You've got to do the troggers. Troggers for the poggers.
Yeah.
Hashtag that shit.
Troggers for the poggers.
A story about Ubisoft this week, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
About them removing access to some of their older titles from digital stores. I don't remember the names of those titles. I'm really sorry. It's old stuff though. It's like 2000s, early 2000s stuff. I think latest.
Okay.
It's like We're not talking Far Cry 3. We're talking before that. I think we're talking before Far Cry 2 even. Still
Okay.
older stuff. What it really did is it sparked up the whole game preservation debate. It also sparked up kind of like digital ownership as well, right?
Yeah.
And people were making like jokes about how Skull and Bones is their upcoming game about piracy, and this sort of behavior encourages piracy. It's like symbolic because it's like I can't access your game any other way unless I do it illegally.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
where are you standing on this whole thing of like removing access to digital games?
Yeah, I think I stand. I mean, we've had this discussion in the past. When was it? It was the PSP library was like being taken off or something like that.
I think yeah.
I mean, I think really it's just the exact same argument, right? I mean, I'm all for game preservation, like regardless of how old or new. Like, I just feel like if it's out there, it should stay out there, right? But I mean, I do understand that it costs companies money to list these products and keep them on the store for people to buy if no one's buying them. I do get that, but like again, I think the argument we had when we talked about it last with the PSP is just like in the scheme of things, is it really hurting the company's like financial status that much to keep these sort of games just on the store anyway? Like, are they really just like, oh, we cut this, we got a lot more breathing room, guys? It's just like, really? Like,
I can get my second yacht this year, and I really, really want that. So.
Yeah, it's not. It's more like if we cut this, we can all get like an extra meal deal a week. Like in the scheme of things, probably they're probably not saving that much money. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. I'm being.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yes, but that is the consensus, I think, like on how we feel, and like I'm gonna keep saying this because I think it's really true, and it's not just a video game thing. But when like there are these massive conglomerates making these big decisions, especially over like ownership or even with like policy decisions and like government legislation, give us patch notes like we get with Apex, with Smite, with all of them, Fortnite. Give us patch notes. Why have you done this?
Yeah.
Explain to me
Don't just
why.
snip. Yeah, don't just snip and run.
It's one of the first things. Yeah, it's one of the first things we're told to do, like interpersonally in therapy. Because we have to make different decisions, and what you want to do is foster a good relationship. And I feel like it's kind of the same in the business world. It's maybe a bit of an odd comparison, but like you want to have a good working business relationship with your consumers. The best way to keep that fostered is to give rationales for everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Because ambiguity just fucks everything up.
Yeah, it just triggers people. It creates people to make their own conspiracies or their own theories, and then just think, it's just like if you just lay it out there, people might actually just be like, oh, okay, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, I'm not saying maybe they should just like pump out like exact figures, like we'll be saving X amount of money if we cut these and stuff like that. But I feel like, yeah, I don't know, just coming up with a reasonable blog post to just be like, at this point we feel like enough people have owned these games, already played them, and it's costing us this amount of money, so maybe we should, at this point cut our losses, something like that. I think it would soften the blow. Like, yeah, like 100%.
Definitely. And it's just like, I think most people would be sympathetic to, that sort of thing. Even if it was basic and they were just like, costing this much and we want to reinvest that into other things, people would be upset, but they'd be like, okay, at least I understand it. But it's just none of that. It's just like, gone. We've announced it and now it's gone.
I'd also just give people a bit of time as well. Like, there's no reason why you can't just be like, we're getting rid of it in 1 month. So if you want to buy it, buy it now, and you can play it locally from your Steam library. You can do all this sort of stuff, but it's going in a month. Don't just be like, oh, it's gone. Oh, but oh yeah, because then he's just like, I fancy playing Far Cry 1, and it's just like, oh, well, this just doesn't exist. This was snipped from existence yesterday afternoon, and I had no idea.
That's right.
Yeah, just give people a little bit of a warning as well, and they can stock up. It's like, yeah.
I guess like the ideal outcome for this would be, because there is like a charity that's like really focusing on games preservation, isn't there? Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't remember what they're called. They're called like the Games Preservation Trust. I made that up, but that sounds like a good charity name. And they're doing it, and like best outcome here would be for like these companies to be like, we can no longer support these. However, Game Preservation Trust is going to help help keep these active for as long as they can. And then maybe further down the line, that's to stop. It's perfect world stuff, but that's just how I see it on it. And a lot, because what we said about the whole digital thing as well is that a lot of people start getting very smug about having physical games again, because there's like 2% of gamers who are like staunchly like, I buy everything physical, and they've got like a collection of like game cases.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to can't recycle whatever. They could do that. That's fine. But there are a lot of people who are like quite smug about it when these things happen. So I don't know. Would you? Is there anything like this that would ever make you flick the switch and be like, I need to get this game physical, or not feel like something would ever be taken away soon enough for you to care? Because you'd be like, if it does happen, it'll be 20 years, and by that point, I won't care.
What, to just completely switch my way of buying games to being physical from this point onwards, sort of thing?
Or is there anything that would give you enough of a scare to be like, maybe I should a physical?
I don't think so. No, because they're still only removing it as a listing, right? So it's even if it's I don't physically own all the games I have now. I don't have physical copies of them, but if they were to just be like, oh, we're snipping all these Xbox One games, it's I still technically own them. I can play those locally, regardless of me owning it a physical copy on my bookshelf behind me, or a digital copy that I bought 5 years ago. So I feel like that's still a thing. I don't think so. No, because with these things, there's a very large time frame between the games anyway, and for me personally, if they were to just snip it out of existence anyway, odds on I'm probably done with it anyway, and I probably wouldn't want to go back to it. So it's nothing that's going to scare me personally to switch up my buying habits. But then something for example would scare me if they were just Castle Crashers doesn't exist anymore, or something like that. That's something that I could be oh, and I've wanted to recommend it to a friend or somebody, and I'm just oh, actually that doesn't exist anymore, but I still think of that game very fondly, and it's timeless to me. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe it would just take a game for you that you care about to be oof. Same for me. I always think, because I remember when we started going into the Xbox One generation, and it started buying digitally, and I was like, oh god, this is amazing. Sick of standing up. I hate standing up.
So
putting discs in and taking it out. So it's just a pain. And the convenience was so good, and then obviously Xbox has doubled down on that with quick resume.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to your boys. I think I guess the only thing, maybe a game that we did sort of hold quite dearly or fondly, but also the other thing was if that amount of time narrowed, before the delisting to something quite short. Imagine, for example, if Monster Hunter World 2 comes out and they're we're going to shut down the servers for one, because you won't be able to buy it after that. You can play it offline after that point, if you still have it, but we're delisting it. I feel like that's feasible. I feel like that could happen. I don't think companies are doing it yet, because they see that some people do stick around on the old ones, and maybe there's a bit of money there, but maybe at some point that stops happening, and they're like, it's not worth it.
But that doesn't make a difference for if you still if for your example there with World, whether I own that game as a disc or a digital game, if they're shutting down the servers on it, but you can play it locally. It's the exact same outcome, regardless of how you own it.
Yeah, but
They're
it could be
shutting
the
down
same
the
thing in the
online
sense.
element.
Yeah, it would be the same thing in the sense that, you know, if you wanted to recommend it to a friend or download it on your kids, you know, console years later, you wouldn't be able to do that. Say the second comes out and it's not, you know, we don't feel it's as good. You know, it's happened with games before. Some people feel the same way about like Destiny or Titanfall, and they're going through similar like questions at the moment. So
Yeah. I'm all for game preservation, but I do think I'm also in the camp where at some point it does need to die, I guess. Like at some point you can't just preserve something forever. Like you can't just keep Titanfall 1 servers up forever. Like it's like 2060 and then people are like, oh my god, I can't believe they took off like Titanfall 1 servers. It's just like, well, eventually you got to, like,
that's the thing. Like the terms are clear when you go into these sorts of games. The terms are like, eventually this is going to run out of players. Like if I'm only going to play this the rest of my life, I am aware that other people will not do that. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
You can't come into this realistically expecting that you can have access to it forever, and those terms are pretty clear.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
It would take a lot for me. I'm in the same as you. It would take a lot for me to buy digital stuff again.
Physical.
Yes, physical. It's very hard.
You're like me last week where I was genuinely just like, I'm fucking done. I reached a point last week on the show where I was like, I'm very aware that my responses have just been yes and for the last 15 minutes. I'm done, mate. Put a fork in me. I'm done. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot in here as well. I want to turn on the fan, but I feel like, hang on. I feel like my mic's picking it up.
Oh, I'm not picking it up. I can't hear that.
I can see it on the bars though.
Oh, maybe a bit when you're speaking. Sit through it. It's gonna get cooler.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll sit. Yeah, I've had it off until this point. Yeah, but yeah, it's hot.
Testing, yeah.
Anyway,
it's quite fun actually because I have like a lamp here for my desk, and I always turn it on. You can see it in the reflection behind me. So like, you know, IKEA desk lamp, and it's really funny because when I've got it on at the moment, especially because my head is so sweaty,
it's gross.
It's glistening, man. I'm surprised you can't see yourself in my forehead. I also don't know why I have such a shiny forehead, other than the sweat.
Yeah, I feel like I could just like put like a steak on your head and just use that as oil. Yeah, done.
All right, let's get on. What's next?
Yeah.
There was a load of talk about Assassin's Creed. I kind of drew a line through it though because the story didn't go anywhere. We had ACG saying that the next AC was going to be Aztec in that time period. As far as I'm aware, though, ACG does not have good insider sources. It's like I'm pretty sure that is a commonly held view. Then Jason Schreier chipped in and said it's going to be in Baghdad. Obviously, Jason Schreier has a very good track record. So it never went anywhere, though. I think Jeff Grubb chimed in and said he had heard that there is an AC, like a Japanese AC being spoken about as well. So
it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't go anywhere. Like, there's no real conversation here other than, oh, Japan sounds cool. Aztec sounds. Having said that, though, Aztec would be my choice here. But you know.
I don't know. I'm thinking Japan.
But we've got Ghost of Tsushima, cool. So like.
Yeah, I guess. I still haven't played that, but yeah, I guess we do. Yeah.
It's on my to play list when I eventually get my hands on a PS5 or a Steam Deck, whatever comes first.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's great.
343 Tim have been teaming up with community modders. I don't know. Have you seen this? They've been teaming up with modders to bring back cut content to Master Chief Collection, which is very cool. It's like like there's wildlife. They're gonna bring back. It's like missions. There's like an iconic mission shown off at E3 2003. Wow, that's a long time ago. That was never playable. It's called the Earth City demo. It's like quite like a legendary demo, and that's coming. They're bringing that back. They're teaming up with modders to, you know, remaster it, revitalize it, and bring it into the game, which is great because that MCC crowd, you know, it's like keep them happy. you know,
Yeah.
and everything will be okay. They won't receive any more letter bombs, hopefully.
Yeah, they're the more hardcore, like old school Halo fan base, aren't they? The MCC boys.
That's
Um,
right.
so yeah, no, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I mean, it's not often you see this sort of thing either, so I think it's pretty unique, and it's pretty fun, and it just shows a good standing in the community, which I don't know how 343 stomach the Halo community sometimes and still be like this nice to them. So kudos to them to just be able to take multiple blows on the chin and still come back from round 38 and give people what they want. Yeah,
absolutely. It's good. It's good. And while we're on the topic as well, there's been more. And I could do this for a weekly segment, but I don't because it would just be like silly shit. But there's been like Forge leaks now that the co-op fighting build has got into the game. People have found stuff in there, and there is a beautiful file share screen. And if anybody, you Tim, and also you, dear listener, if you've been following the Halo discourse around customs and Forge and everything, you'll know that one of the biggest things that people miss from 343's era of Halo is like a proper file share. And I think there was maybe a decent one in 4. I can't remember though. Maybe people weren't happy with it, but nonetheless, the screen grab that I've got here, you can find it if you just Google it. Forge leaks. There's most popular modes, popular maps, recommended, so it used to be like, do you remember like Halo 3, they used to be like Bungie's favorites or whatever, they'd have their own modes for like customs. Make it a bit bigger if you like. Do you know what, actually we should see, not for this stream, we've had enough technical difficulties, but we should see if it's easy for you to just drag and drop out of the dock and into like OBS, like just on like a top layer, and then we can just have it up on stream. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, just sort of where we get into the show and into things, like I could sort of create another scene that maybe like stacks like our webcams vertically, and then we could have like the docs running on the side. Yeah.
Just because I use screenshots quite a lot, don't I, to convey information on the notes. So I think sometimes that's useful for any visual watchers.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I can create another scene and we can do that. Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. And so there was one thing here, so that's, you'd expect that, popular modes, popular maps, recommended, great. The thing here that was really exciting is what's on the bottom right of that. And by the way, I know because you can't see it, it's like a menu screen with all of these different options. Final one, popular prefabs. Now, I didn't know that prefabs were a thing in Halo 5. I only just learned this, but what I essentially mean is that people going to take assets that are in Infinite and combine them into something, and then can save that prefab for someone else to use. So you can imagine how quickly this is going to spiral out of control. There's going to be new vehicles. There's going to be tower structures. There's going to be 1800s castles, and people are just going to be sharing, being able to take these prefabs, add to them, and then save as with their own addition to it. Do you know what I mean? So it creates this very quickly branching set of custom content.
Yeah, no,
which I had no thought about. I hadn't thought that was possible.
Yeah, no, that is pretty cool. Yeah, it just creates just ease of access and just speed building for everybody to be able to just hop in and just almost just have a template ready to go, to just help sort of bring your vision to life a little bit quicker. I mean it's literally from the screenshot I can see and everything here, it looks exactly like what people would want from Forge, at least going in from the first screen, just at a glance, to be able to just see the most popular things and play the most popular things, which are popular for a reason. The Halo community know how to make a custom game, so if it's popular, it's probably because it's good, right? So you're not gonna have to dig through the dirt or all the rubbish, or go to content creators to figure out what's good. It's just there in front of you for quick, easy downloads. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I like it.
Wait, how are you feeling about Forge these days? Because it's I know game creation stuff has never really been up your obviously you like playing customs and stuff like that. But what's your temperature on kind of Forge?
Yeah, I guess I like Forge, and I have messed around in it before and helped create stuff, but I don't think I have the patience myself to just sit in a Forge and just create something from scratch. You know, like a whole map, a whole game mode, all this sort of stuff. Like, I just don't feel like I have the patience to do something like that. I'm happy to chip in and help, or like come in and like bring some ideas to the table for like a couple of friends that are building something, and I'm like, oh, this would be kind of fun, and you know, that sort of thing. But no, I don't think I'm that guy that sits at home for 4 hours building a map and building a game mode, and then I'm like, get on at 8 o'clock, everyone. I made like the coolest thing ever. I just don't think I'm that sort of Forge gamer. No.
Well, it's a refined taste, isn't it? Like game building in a game.
Yeah.
But I think I'm probably the same as you now. I had a little moment when I was younger, building some stuff. And more than anything else, I remember in Halo 3 just making one of those like plasma grenade courses that people used to make.
Yeah.
What are the board games called? You put a marble in and it like rolls around. It does like it like does flips and like goes through a bridge and everything. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I always remember there was loads of board games for it. I always remember there was one with like a ball, and you had to go through a maze and reach the end, and it was something to do with like mice.
It.
Oh,
I think it was like mouse something.
Yeah, there was one called
Mouse
Trap. Yeah, but yeah, if you're talking about just like the handheld like maze ones, then I don't know what they're called, but
it wasn't just that though. They were like little mini, like you'd get to something and then you'd have like a little.
You
task,
could interact
like
with it. Yeah.
To like ping it to get to the track, you had to like jump over it. Yeah, like.
Yeah. I think the one you're thinking of is Mousetrap. Yeah, because I think I even had that as a kid, and we might have played it around my house.
Not mind that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I spent a while doing like that for a plasma grenade. I don't know why it was so entertaining, because it would because what you basically just put a man cannon down, chuck a plasma grenade into it, and just see where it lands, and then you'd be like,
yeah,
another one there. And you see where it lands, you're like, I'll put another one there. And by the, they're like 5 hours and 3 coffees in, and you're just watching a plasma grenade like go in a circuit, and you're like, by the end of it, like, I did this.
Yeah,
I did this. I don't know, something about it always fascinated me. But so I think mostly for us, it's more that getting these tools into the community's hands for like user-generated content, like the content of this game is gonna like be expedited so quickly once it's in the community's hands, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Forge, because I know that this iteration of Forge isn't going to need me to create that much. I feel like I can literally this will be the easiest form of Forge that I can just hop in and just play all the shit that everyone else has slaved away making, like really easily.
That's right. I get to reap the rewards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm really excited to play it. I think it'll breathe a lot of life into Halo. I was just talking about this yesterday with somebody. I went on like a little double date with like my partner, and I met this guy for the first time, and he's a proper Xbox gamer like us, and we basically just talked about Xbox for like 3-4 hours. And we were talking about like Halo and how he's really looking forward to Forge and how he thinks it'll breathe life into the game and stuff like that. And he grew up playing like Halo 3 customs and stuff like that, all of that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Fine taste.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, awesome. I like you can see some of the other screenshots I've got here. One of them shows like map templates, presumably, the map to start the Forge on, and we've got here space, desert, deep sea, wetland, academy, and then black. There's a lot. And you've got to bear in mind, this Forge has been in development for a long time now, and they've been working with the community. I think they're called like the Forerunners or something. It's the group that they credit used to make the customs back in the day. So I'm expecting this to come out with a lot of features. And like in the past, we've seen people going through like multiplayer maps, but they've just flicked on like the weather switch and there's snow everywhere and it looks beautiful. So I think this is going to do big. It's weird because obviously one of the big criticisms of the campaign was that it was like not an immense, like huge amount of variety in environments. But Forge seems to have so much. Like it's going to be quite funny to see community create stuff that easily out, like laps the stuff that 343 is able to put out. Of course, what happens when you've got thousands and thousands of people doing it. But yeah, very exciting.
Yeah. No, yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm pumped.
And just to finish off the Halo segment, then there's a new event starting on July 19th. Is that Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday. Called Alpha Pack. I don't know why it's called Alpha Pack. Oh, like wolves.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I know. I saw your little note, made me laugh on the on the notes. It's an inside joke, so I'm not going to say it for stream. But
Yeah, go on,
it made me
recount the
laugh.
story. I want to hear it. I
What?
wanna hear your telling of the story. Yeah,
What
do
of
it.
the Alpha Pack story of us and one of our friends? Yeah, we basically got a friend that we play games with sometimes. I don't know, how would you classify this friend? He's a bit of like a dad gamer, right? And he's a bit of like a
goofball.
He's a goofball. Yeah, he's the sort of guy which you play an FPS with, and he's the guy in the squad that you're always carrying. He's the guy in the squad that's like never there for fights. He's always like 500 meters away, and then he turns up late. You know, he's
Like still unironically says like sponging and camping.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sponging, do you remember that? Like, oh, sponging.
Sponging. Yeah, so we were playing Siege with him a while back, and they did this like event where they gave everyone like a free alpha pack. And we all just logged on and got our alpha pack and whatever. For anyone who hasn't played Siege, alpha pack is like their loot boxes. So you crank it open, you get like a skin, whatever. Wow, amazing. It's like a little freebie they gave the community. And he didn't get one. And I shit you not, we just wanted to play the game, and he was just like, he rebooted, still didn't get it, rebooted, still didn't get it, rebooted, still didn't get it. Meanwhile, we're waiting in the lobby for him for ages, and we're like, just who gives a fucking shit about the alpha pack? At this point, we're like, it's a fucking alpha pack, nobody cares. And he's just like, I want my alpha pack. Just going.
It just went on and on.
It just so long, yeah. And then the genius behind him was just like, oh, maybe they've run out. Maybe they're out of stock or something. Which is
on
brilliant.
a digital pack.
Yeah, on a digital fucking pack that they're giving everyone. Yeah, maybe they're out. Maybe they're out.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's like, oh, I'm
god.
gonna tweet the devs, and he like because he kept doing it. Like we'd play a round of Siege, and then he'd be like, oh, I hope I get me alpha pack.
He just wouldn't drop
At
it.
one point, we're like, mate, if you say this one more time,
Yeah.
I'm going to do something I'll regret.
Yeah, I was
Today will
literally
be
just like,
regrettable.
I'll transfer you money. You can fucking buy an alpha pack. Just
Yeah,
shut
just
up.
shut up.
Like, just shut up. Nobody cares. Jesus. Yeah, that's the story.
So with the event is one of the free tracks they're doing. Armor looks very nice, gotta say. I think they've got like a cool armor effect in it as well. It's like a holographic wrist like watch thing, that's green in the style of like, all the Lone Wolf stuff. I'm trying to think if there's like another game mode in it. I think there is. I think it's just an event track. I think there is something else, but whatever. It's Halo Infinite. We all know how this is going. It's incredibly slow right now.
Yeah.
Until more stuff happens. Outside of Carp campaign, obviously. Are we gonna play that, by the way? Maybe not right now, but down the line.
Yeah, I'd like to play a co-op campaign with you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. I think that's probably what will get me to complete it, to be honest. So, yeah. No, yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. I will say, I like watched the live stream very briefly on it. Yeah, all looks nice. Everything's working as expected. Tether does look fine. If there is that, I'm still against it being there, but it does look fine. It's very, very big.
Okay.
And like difficulty scales up. Some of the bosses scale up. All of the stuff you'd expect, but like just glad to hear it's been thought about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
Originally, at the beginning of today, at least I thought, July 19th was going to be quite a big day for Xbox. Firstly, with the Alpha Pack event, Halo. Secondly, with Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels releasing, right? And that looks
Let's
kind
go.
of wanky. We've also got As Dusk Falls releasing on Tuesday as well. Xbox is like arguably biggest game this year.
Yeah.
Like, arguably bigger than Pentiment, right?
Probably. Yeah.
It's a publishing game, so it's it's not first buy or anything. But if this flops, Xbox ain't gonna hear the end of it until January 2023.
Yes.
This needs to be good.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of positive things.
I think it will be
I'm pretty
good.
sure
Yeah.
it'll be good as well. I think it'll be good. I think we're looking at. I will bet. I won't bet. I will say. I think this will get an 8.
Yeah. I'm thinking low 80s. I'm thinking an 82 Metacritic, Open Critic. Wow. I'm going for an 82. Okay. Give me a hard number. I want to see. We're going to come back and we're going to see who wins 80. Next week. 80. What? 80? Just bang 80. On. Okay. Yeah. All right.
You type that in the Discord chat so we can see it for next week.
Yeah, sure. I won. Lol.
Stakes are high. Yeah. Deck owes me one of his rare Pokemon packs.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've done that.
Went out on the 19th as well. And then also planned was the Season 7 for Sea of Thieves, which was that really cute little trailer we saw at E3, you know, with they did the little jingle, they were singing, they were dancing. Little CGI trailer. It's the captaincy update. Which is a big one. That was coming out on Tuesday. Got delayed, however. I think on Friday they put out a blog post saying it hasn't quite come in. It's coming in a bit hotter than we would like, so we're going to delay it till the 4th of August. So, just over a month delay. But it was quite a crowded day anyway. This isn't the first time Rare have done something like this. They have extended a season previously, just for the sake of quality.
Okay.
And like we always say, do the delay. Do the delay.
That's fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of weird though, because it's not like the most. It's a lot of quality of life updates coming with this Sea of Thieves patch, but there's not an actual insane amount of new content, right? It's just nice to have stuff or things that people wanted in the past. And
yeah, I can't remember exactly. It did seem like there was a lot there, but it's not. Yeah, you're right. In terms of square mileage of creating new assets, I don't think there was. But maybe I'm wrong, because you can decorate the captain's.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's really cool.
And
maybe a ship as well.
I'd like to give this a go, actually. I'd like to give this a go when it comes out. I
want to call ours.
And there's a new Tall Tale. So I would love that. I would love to sail the 7 seas on the boob sloop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's basically it for the upcoming stuff for Xbox. Let's swiftly move on to the next thing. It was about Respawn. I kind of couldn't not, because we like Respawn here a lot on the QRP.
We do.
So we'll swiftly go over the top of it, but essentially, the job listing said that they are working on a single-player game set in the Apex universe. The fluss, the what debate this caused, though, was it Titanfall, was it not? Really, I think where a lot of people settled on it was that Apex is bigger than Titanfall now.
Yeah.
A lot bigger than Titanfall now. Yeah. I don't know if we ever see... It's so low priority Titanfall at this point. It might come in a really low risk form. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Titanfall mobile game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like a micromanagement strategy.
Yeah.
Game. Match three atlases.
Oh god.
Thermites.
That'd be fucking.
And they drop in from the top like Tetris.
Yeah, you did. You're onto a moneymaker.
I am.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love Titanfall. But you look back at Titanfall now and how big Apex is, and Titanfall was kind of like the stepping stone to what Apex is now. I think there's a lot more potential with Apex in the fact that it is set in the same universe. So you still have got IMC and all that sort of stuff. The Rebels, all that, I forgot what they're called. The other one, you got the IMC and you got the Rebels, whatever. But also weaved in, you got all the Apex stuff that you can do so much with. So I just don't think there's any need for them to go back to two titans and stuff like that per se. I feel like you can make a pretty cool game out of something in the Apex universe, to be honest.
And just to be clear, that's like we would not say no to another Titanfall. We both hold both those games very, very dearly.
It just doesn't make sense, like you said. It's just you're taking a step back, like in terms of IP and stuff like that, and how popular it is and in the spotlight it is. You're just taking a step back if you go to a Titanfall IP rather than an Apex IP.
That's right, and just from like EA's perspective, like. Why would we do that? Why would we do that when Apex is raking in the money? I'm on my 7th mini jet of the last 2 years. I bought my daughter an island, sort of level of money. So I just don't see that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. But we'll have to see how it goes. And because Respawn are making Star Wars games, single player games as well. Having said that, Tim, you might recall. EA Twitter account saying something really stupid a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember that? They said like, "Oh, she's a 10, but she only plays."
Oh yeah, yeah.
That whole thing. Well, guess what?
They do something stupid again, did they?
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of, but it wasn't the EA Twitter account. It came straight from the mouth of former EA CEO and current Unity CEO, John
Rigatoni.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not, because this is a dumb thing to say. He said, he apologized for saying game developers who don't focus on implementing monetization early on in the creative process are some of the biggest fucking idiots.
Oh. God, look at his fucking face as well, dude. I just want to punch him.
It's a punchable face.
I just really want to punch him. Oh my God, what an absolute weasel.
What tool?
What,
and
I mean,
like...
ugh. No. Monetization should not be thought of early in a game development and creative process. Like, absolutely not. Like, at least in my
the quiet
opinion.
part out loud, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of gross. Yeah, that's not a cool thing to say, man. And even if it is, like, why publicly say something like that, you idiot? Do you really not think you're going to get gaslit for saying something like that? Like, come on, bro.
It's just, like, tone deaf, isn't it? It's just, like,
just
doesn't understand the market. The guy doesn't know what a video game is. Like, you hear some of these stories about, like, execs coming in to, like, look at how the game's coming on, and they're like, they give some like shitty like input. They're like, I want that to be blue, and it's like, that's grass. Like, it's like,
yeah,
they haven't played a game. So I don't know how these people end up in these sorts of positions, but maybe I'm wrong about John and Rigatoni, but it's more, I suppose, the problem that he called them the biggest fucking idiots. Like, there's a way to articulate that point without undermining. Literally, Vince Zambella is right there making millions for you with Star Wars that doesn't have monetization.
Yeah.
So, like,
the guy's a fucking idiot, man. I just don't understand. And like you said, there's just better ways you can say it. Like, you don't need to say biggest fucking idiot. You could just be like, yeah, people who don't focus on monetization, they're missing out. There's potential to think about this sort of stuff early on, rather than shoehorn it in later. Not just be like, they're fucking idiots. Yeah, it's just, God.
It's just, I think it's so funny that, because on that EA post that we were talking about before, even Vince Zampella, I don't know if I said this to you, but he did like a, like hand to the face emoji, because obviously he's an EA, Respawn is an EA studio, making a single player game, and now this guy comes out and said this like that. They must be, the leadership of Respawn must be like this close to being like, we want out. Like, this is,
we could be independent, lads. Yeah. We don't need this.
Upper Phil is offering a tasty lump sum.
Yeah.
I love that. So that was that. Just thought that was a segue worth throwing in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Worth touching on as well, Skate is happening. We all know about Skate. It's coming back, and this week it was announced that it was a live service free-to-play game. Typical reaction from the internet. Just like that.
Dude, that was spot on. I might send that into
Was
The
it?
Walking Dead or something. Like, get you on AMC. That was crazy.
That was my interpretation of the soulless gamer, TM.
Dude, yeah. Fucking... Thank God
Just
for
so,
TM,
like,
man.
no, just so people don't come for me, like, obviously, I understand your qualms. It's so irritating, I have to give a fucking disclaimer.
So
Like,
people don't come for me. Jesus,
like,
man.
you know what
You
I
that
mean?
nervous?
Mate, there are people who I've, like, had exchanges with on Twitter, and then, like, I'll go and check our, like, streams or whatever, and, like, suddenly they have, like, dislikes. I'm like, pathetic, isn't it? Like that someone would like just don't like what I say and just start just like dislike everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, like we've all done the back and forth talk about microtransactions. I guess I'm just kind of fatigued by this knee-jerk reaction about free to play being innately bad or microtransactions being innately bad. Like we've had this conversation so many times. Like yes, there is a line that gets crossed where it can go too far. It can be exploitative. It can be intrusive. But like, just chill. Let's see how it works out. Live service games are the most popular games on the planet for a reason. All right,
Yeah.
there's a reason you log on to Fortnite every day. I see you. Can't lie to me. You bought the Doctor Strange skin.
Yeah.
And the
Talking to me,
as well,
because
so-
I actually did.
no.
No, yeah. You're completely right. And yeah, live service can mean a lot of things. It could literally just mean like, hey, it's getting a battle pass every 3 months or something like that. Like, I think that classifies as kind of live service, right?
Yeah.
You know, it could just be something as simple as that. Like, you don't need to go mental. Like, like Jesus, calm down. It could just be like a cosmetic battle pass. I mean, obviously it won't be called a skate pass.
That's right.
Do a kickflip.
Do an ollie. An ollie.
Oi, oi.
Skater. Yeah, so yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm like doing it. I'm not going down that conversation right now.
Okay. Alright. It's too
It's
hot.
happening. It's live service. Get over it. Yeah, it's
Cool.
too hot. Exactly. Right. What's happening next? Loot boxes, Tim. None of this has been Xbox news, really.
No.
Like, we talked about Halo a little bit. It's
We
fine.
did.
We talk about just wider stuff as well. That's what we do.
We do. It's fine.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah, okay, loot boxes. Ages ago, not that long ago, like maybe 6 months ago, an inquiry was put in for the government to look into loot boxes and like gambling behaviours, to see if it would be, you know, if loot boxes could fall under the Gambling Act. And they have come up, the response has been published over the last few days, and they've essentially said, yeah, like it's kind of something there maybe, but there's not really enough evidence to suggest that, you know, loot boxes are going to be causing problem gambling, so it's not going to fall under the Gambling Act review. However, they did say that they're presumably going to apply some sort of pressure as well to create more consumer friendly monetization approaches. So just to quote it, to support this, the government, working in collaboration with academics, industry, and other partners, will launch a video game research framework, and we will continue to develop the framework with the aim of launching it by the end of 2022. So the framework, the idea is to have a bunch of literature that outlines the connections. What I have read, there's a lot of secondary research, stuff that already existed. They couldn't find like a causal link, which is a big problem. Without going too much into it, yeah, that's pretty much the takeaway.
Okay.
Which I think is interesting, because loot boxes have always been a funny one, and I know some people are like very vehemently, like quite passionate about the idea of like loot boxes being very exploitative, and they're definitely one of the more sinister like monetization methods. Like for sure, it's on that side of the continuum.
Yeah.
I think, and like we definitely need to keep them away from children. But I think there are ways that we can mediate that by being like clear and like upfront in the same way you can when you open a pack of trading cards, right?
Yeah, exactly. There just needs to be rules and guidelines put in place, and I just feel like, yeah, these companies that want to go down this path of loot boxes and stuff like that, they just need to adhere to a set amount of rules, some compliances, that sort of thing. I don't think there's anything inherently like they're not Satan. Like I don't think they should just be taken away completely. I don't really see a massive correlation to, calling them like an addiction or gambling personally. I just think there just needs to be a few more measures in place to stop people who lack that self-control, kids and stuff like that, and to just not be able to just for companies to exploit them sort of thing. I think that's basically it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously it's one thing an adult buying it, but it's another thing a kid seeing something shiny and doing it over and over again. Yeah, I think, like you said, more regulation, and straight up, I don't think loot boxes should be in games that are under 18. I think that is very dodgy, very dodgy area. But I was sort of thinking about this earlier today. Like trading card games do a lot of very shady shit to avoid gambling, like regulation and legislation. Like it's kind of similar, and we've had this conversation before. Me and you, about those similarities. So it's more that people worry that loot boxes can like, what do people say? They say it's they can exploit people with addictive personalities, and that is like not a thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to put that out there. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a thing.
An addictive personality is not a thing. That's never been proven. I don't even understand how that would make sense. If you mean that you have a composition of personality traits, that means you're likely to buy more, or are we talking about getting hooked more, or are we talking about like exploiting people who are like in like the working class? Like it depends what metric you're coming at from here, but I understand the principle. I get the principle. Like having this thing makes a certain group of people makes them more vulnerable. Like I understand that. So it just depends what the thing is that we're talking about and what who those group of people are. So that's like the grey area. But nonetheless, we're both in agreement that regulation is needed here. I think generally the video game industry needs more regulation. Like full stop. Like timed exclusivity shit, I will never understand how that's just allowed to happen.
Yeah. But I think these sort of things will come into play, especially as the industry is just growing faster than it ever has been. I do think these things they'll make their way into the light soon. I think just naturally. So yeah.
Tim, we've got 3 stories left. These were kind of the 3 big stories for the week. I don't think it means that they're going to be huge talking pieces, but they were the biggest 3 ones, arguably. They popped up at random throughout the week. One of them is in the name of the title, which we haven't even touched on yet. Like I thought about renaming the video, but I'd already made the thumbnail, so I was like, I'm not doing it again. So the first one is about Activision Blizzard. And essentially speculation that the FTC could approve the acquisition in August. Like the next milestone is coming up, and things seem to be going pretty smoothly, especially in the US. We spoke last week about how the UK are now reviewing it, but it's feasible, not necessarily likely, that if all these things get the green tick, we could see this closed by the end of the year. That would be pretty mental.
That's
I
crazy.
don't think that's going to happen, but I don't think it's off the cards. Like if
that's mental.
especially with PlayStation's acquisitions just went through. Did you see about that? Like that the Haven Software and Bungie closed on Friday.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
So if they're looking around like right now, I feel it would be quite hard for a lawmaker or a politician to be like, this one. Obviously, it's on a different scale, but it's much bigger. It's orders of magnitude. But it'd be quite hard for them to be like, look at Xbox, who's 3rd place in the market. His competitor are also Nintendo made another acquisition this week as well. It wasn't a game studio; it was for like movie stuff. But nonetheless, look at Microsoft, who are in 3rd place. So these two are buying studios left and right. This isn't okay. So my point being is that I think it's feasible, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you put it that way, yeah, it does seem pretty feasible. I mean, guy, if you asked me, I would not have thought this deal would close in 2022. Like, I thought this was a for sure 2023, like probably even like mid 2023 closure or something like that. It's pretty crazy to think that it has the potential to be this year, which I think is very exciting in terms of if it does, what's going to happen with a lot of their big launches. Like our biggest one is Diablo 4 Games Pass. You know, if this closes this year, Diablo 4 Games Pass, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hype, man. That'll be so cool. I'm totally rooting for it to close as soon as possible.
Yes, no, yeah, me too. But I mean, obviously, wait, did they didn't give a release date for Diablo 4, did they? It's just 2023.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just to 2023, yeah.
And this, we spoke about it on previous episodes that there likely is some backdoor negotiating going on about like trying to align the release date with the acquisition so that they can have these sorts of launches in Games Pass. You know, I mean, even if we think about November, right? COD.
Yeah.
Massive. The world explodes.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. God.
So that and then Overwatch 2, obviously, you know, there's a lot going on with Activision Blizzard right now, and I think Xbox want to capitalize that. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're doing everything they can to accelerate this. You know, and we've even seen PlayStation has been picking up studios left and right since this first got announced. I can't even remember when this was. How long ago was this first announced?
This was quite a while ago.
January.
I want to say January, yeah, because I think it was just like we were talking about it being like a mental start for Xbox in the year.
Share that shit. Have a little jingle for this week. We
What?
stuff in silence. We didn't like come up with like a fun jingle where we check something in dead silence and do like
yeah, that's like it's the segment where Deck and Tim type shit up
because they don't know. Yeah,
we should have like a little jingle for that. Yeah, I think it was beginning of this year.
I think it was. It wasn't 2022. I'm just trying to think because you messaged me. Let's have a look. Yes, 18th of January. That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, my point being that since then, Sony have been going a bit ham on purchasing. You know, they haven't purchased any big studios other than Bungie, which is obviously quite big. But they purchased a lot of small upcoming studios with a lot of talent in them, like a lot. There's like 5 or 6. And that tells me, firstly, Xbox want this deal to go through and don't want to complicate matters further. But secondly, it's all hands on deck. Hands on me.
All hands in your sweet buns.
Yeah, on my sweaty forehead to get the deal through. So yeah, we'll see, man. It's crazy that we're actually like having conversations about this closing because it felt like it's been such a long way for a while now, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. But to be honest, I do feel like generally, like for a deal like this, I feel like if it does close, this year or anything, and we're talking about, like you said, we're talking about the closure right now. I feel like it's been a pretty quick process. Like,
all things considered, yeah.
Like, yeah, all things considered, like I was just like maybe 2023, like, you know. And I think even when we were talking about this, like back when it first came out in January, we were just like, something like this is sus, dude. Like, this is big. This is going to take ages to go through. A lot of red tape to go through. Yeah, and I think we were saying probably end of 2023. I think if you were to go back on the episode, I think those were our predictions. So
they always said like end of Q2 23. So we always anticipated like June, July. That's what they said in their own targets.
Yeah.
No, so I have to see. But yeah, it's super interesting stuff. It becomes crazier as the year goes on. You know, it becomes crazier and crazier to me that this is going to happen one day. One day Blizzard will be under Xbox. One day Activision will be under Xbox. It's the same sort of disbelief that Bethesda got acquired. It's still crazy to me that Starfield is going to be exclusive, but I guess that's less because it's a new IP. Is less so, but you know, you start thinking about Elder Scrolls, Doom, Wolfenstein, and it's like, oof.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's chugging along. Banjo Kazooie. It's in this thumbnail right here. You see it? Right behind us on the screen.
Kazooie's up here.
Yeah, so it's really easy actually. Got a nice PNG of Banjo Kazooie. Actually, so have you seen the layout of it on the screen?
It looks like
You've got
Kazooie with Banjo's feet. Yeah, it looks really weird. I was literally trying to point that out.
And he's like right above your head as well. It looks like he's sprouting out the top of you. Like,
They've just been like,
you look like Banjo.
They've just been like spliced together. Oh no, I was thinking like that's all Kazooie. Like Kazooie's just become like a horrible like hybrid, like Bear Bird. Yeah, spliced together.
Yeah, it's Kazooie Banjo now.
Yeah, I consumed him and grew his legs.
Pecked his guts out.
Jesus.
Now he's mine. We spoke about this a while back. NateTheHate is a insider with quite a good track record, usually over on Reset Era. We spoke about, and this was just before the showcase, and it was one of those things that got everyone into a flurry, like, we're going to hear about Banjo. I think even we spoke about it, so like, I'm not impervious to the hype machine.
Yeah.
But since then, a Spanish? Hang on. Reading my own notes. Yes, a Spanish Xbox insider. Stasis. I don't know their track record, but it picked up a lot of traction on quite a few web crawling sites, whether it's Reset Era or the r/gaming leaks and rumors, which is a really good subreddit for this sort of stuff. So I'm assuming this person has a reasonable track record, and who also confirmed that Banjo is like in development, but neither know. And just to reiterate, NateTheHate has a very NateTheHate. It's not his name. His name's Nate Drake. Sorry. I'm like really getting quite delirious. I have visual hallucinations.
Yeah.
A really good track record. So the way here is that somewhere behind the curtain, studio has put a pitch for that game, and probably really early stuff. I'd just be like interested to have a conversation about like if this is real, what's the best way to reveal this, and B, what is a good Banjo game to you these days? Like, does that resonate with you? What would make it interesting to you?
I think, in terms of reveal, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? 'Cause it's a very loved IP, and it's a very old school IP, but like, I'm not sure if it's like a, I don't know. Do you see Banjo as being like an E3 reveal sort of game?
I think so. I think it's a one more thing.
Yeah,
Real,
yeah, it could be a one more thing. Okay, yeah. It won't be a main stage thing, but it could be a one. It could be a one more thing. Yeah, that's true. I did forget about that. Yeah, so potentially we could see it in that sort of format at E3. And in terms of a good Banjo game, it's really hard to put your finger on that. Because it's just like, do collection games hold up these days? That's the question. Because that's what Banjo is. It's a collection game. You run around, you pick things up.
And a platformer.
Yeah, it's a platformer collection game. You load up a level. You got 3 jigsaw pieces to find. You got some optional feathers to find, and you make your way through the level. Done. It's some platforming. It's a unique design per level. You're done. You could argue it does hold up because Mario still uses that formula, and Mario Odyssey, for whatever reason, is just everyone's favourite game. Even though he's just got a hat, he's just got a Kirby hat. They just basically just took Kirby and put it in Mario. Yeah,
You're not
so
wrong.
I think the best
People
way...
aren't ready to hear that, Tim. People aren't ready to hear that level of truth. They're not ready to have that conversation.
What? That it's just they just basically just took the idea of Kirby and put it into a Mario game. Yeah, that's what they did. Yeah, that's literally exactly what they did. I think a part of me is just like, just stick to your guns, and just make like our Mario, but with Banjo and Kazooie. Just have that sort of, because we have been looking for that sort of IP. We said that for a while, right? That sort of mascot for Xbox, that sort of
friendly as well.
Yeah, friendly, almost not childish, but child-friendly mascot as well, rather than Marcus Phoenix chainsawing a fucking locust. It's not, doesn't quite appeal to the youth. Only appeals to a certain.
Well, having
people.
said that, let's not pretend that like 75% of Nintendo fans aren't just like old men, like
That's
with them
true.
just surrounded
Yeah.
by amiibos. No offense, of course, if you like you love that shit, by all means. But like it's become like, like popular or acceptable for like and collectibles and figurines, and Nintendo like leans into a lot of that. So
Yeah.
it's literally only the weirdos for the Xbox/PlayStation debate that are like, oh, it's a kiddie game. Nobody else gives a shit. Other people will be in their 60s like, I love Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Willy World is
Willy?
the best thing ever made.
Yoshi's
Yoshi's
World.
Willy World.
Dude, I think you watched the Pornhub version of that. I don't think
Oh, Yoshi.
it's Yoshi.
What happened to you, buddy?
But yeah, I think that's the direction Xbox needs to take, is just have this like kind of just like try and make our sort of Mario, with the Banjo Kazooie stamp on it.
Yeah,
Right.
but my only worry is that it only seems to be Nintendo who can actually put out like a mass market, critically acclaimed platformer. It seems to be have been that way for a while now. Like Ukulele happened, and everybody was a bit lukewarm, and then supposedly the DLC called The Lost something, I can't remember, reviewed a lot better. But like I literally can't think of any others.
Cuphead.
What do you mean?
Cuphead. Cuphead's a
Just
platformer.
name it. Not a platformer. Dude.
Platformer.
It's
Was
like-
it an
it's like a
FPS?
You got me. It's like it's like a 2D shoot like side scroller boss rush game.
Yeah, because that's a genre I can find on Steam. Pretty sure it'll be on
my
a
fucking
platformer
God, dude,
if
like,
I went on Steam.
No, it wouldn't. It
Gotcha!
wouldn't.
Shut up! I win. Yeah, you're
Get
right.
an
Yeah.
L in the chat.
Yeah,
So
you're
so that's my only worry. Like I don't know like if they just make a vanilla like collectathon platformer with the bird and the bear, I don't know if anybody can do that. That isn't Nintendo. Like what studio is making that? What studio is making that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like, who's doing that? And so it makes me think that they've got to do something like unique. And I don't mean don't fucking shit yourself. Like, I'm not saying nuts and bolts too, but I'm saying nuts and bolts too.
Nice. Yeah. No, I think they should Breath of the Wild it. Just
Oh, you think?
like
Let's
with
go.
everything these days. Just Breath of the Wild it. Sonic, yeah. It's fucking.
That's actually a good shout. I think they might do that.
They just Breath of the Wild it.
Open world Banjo Kazooie.
So no deck, open air game,
Open air.
not open
Right,
world.
Banjo.
Nintendo
Kazooie
are
does have
better than
wings.
that.
Yeah, but I just think that there's probably they have to do something like interesting mechanically with it. Like you could fly in Banjo Kazooie, right?
Yeah,
Like hover or whatever.
glide. Yeah,
I feel like they've got to have something interesting. I don't know. It's a tough
Space.
one, but there's definitely space for it, right? And like it's a console seller, I think. Banjo is like a big console seller. I just hope they don't give in. Like Phil, don't be nice with this. That is an exclusive property. You bought Rare. Your hard-earned money.
You
Do
did.
not put this game on the Switch. Not say, oh, it has a legacy out. No,
yeah.
no. I can't play Spider-Man. People can't play Banjo. Other people have to suffer with me.
He's right. He's toxic, but he's right.
Yeah, it's the worst combination. We'll see, I guess. So I think like, a while back, people did speculate that the studio that did Ukulele, I can't remember what they called him, but it's like blanking on it.
I don't
Called
know.
Play something, E something. maybe. I don't know. Might have been them, but I think they had said that they're not. Like they literally said, because rumors were swirling, they're like, "Nah, we're not doing that." So I have no idea who's like still making platformers. I know like the guys who made Super Lucky's Tale. I can't remember who that was, but like second one reviewed okay, like new Super Lucky's Tale, but it's like mid-70s. You know, it's like it's nothing that's gonna do Banjo Kazooie justice.
What about the people who did Ballad and Wonderworld?
I think those people are probably in hiding with fake names.
You're right. Yeah. It's just like the credits of that game are all just like aliases. No one wanted to put their names in. Yeah. Redacted. Bob. Redacted. Bob. Redacted. That's hilarious. But yeah. I think they should. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think they should keep it Banjo whatever they do. I don't think we need another nuts and bolts. We don't need a really another like really out there idea to transform the Banjo IP. I feel like you can keep what makes Banjo and Kazooie a Banjo Kazooie game, but just expand on it. Like I said, Breath of the Wild it potentially, or just make another one. Just do a Mario sort of thing on it. Give it its own
Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Thanks, Chris. That's really good.
It gets me every time, dude. I love that. It's me, you Mario.
Right, here's with what you got, Chris. You've been practicing for 6 months. You've been saying, what's your best Mario impersonation? Hey, it's me, Mario.
They're like, it's fine. It's Chris Pratt. It will sell. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think, but you are also right in the sense that collectathons like are not a thing other than Mario. That's what I mean. It's literally just Mario. None other.
Yeah.
So that's like, I don't know how they're gonna do that. Maybe they should just make Banjo Golf.
Yo,
You think?
I don't know if there's there's a lot of characters in Banjo. Yeah.
Just you like hold Kazooie and you just smack it.
Yeah. I could see it. Banjo Kazooie.
Harry?
No, you could do like a. You know, they do like Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. They can do like a Banjo and Kazooie at the Olympics.
Yeah. Banjo and Kazooie at the COVID games. They're just wearing masks. Running away from.
Yeah, that's a game.
Running away from the virus.
Yeah. I feel like we probably could put that one on Switch just so it sold a bit more.
Running away from vaccines. It's fucking Banjo going anti-vax.
Yeah, it's just massive, just anti-vax propaganda, yeah. That's just all it is. Really, Phil? That's what you decided to do with this IP? Turn it into an anti-vax propaganda?
Banjo Kazooie, the case of the crusty anti-vax.
Ugh, crusty. Anyway, moving on. Banjo, it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. You heard it here first. All right. Last story then. Netflix has partnered with Microsoft, Tim, as a advertising and a sales partner. So I'm just going to read what Satya Nadella said in his tweet. We're thrilled Netflix has selected Microsoft as its advertising technology and sales partner. We want publishers to have more long-term viable and monetization platforms so more people can access the content they love wherever they are. Right. So, you know, this is a Microsoft partnership. This is not an Xbox partnership. Nonetheless, you know, I think we can anticipate some bleed through here and there, possibly. But I think this is mostly coming from, you know, do you remember a while back? Netflix said that they were considering advertising, which people were very confused about because they're like, I'm paying you a subscription. My understanding is that they are going to introduce a lowest tier, like a budget tier, which is either free or very, very cheap, but also has advertisements. And they're partnering with Microsoft to do that. For advertisement placement. I don't even know how Microsoft comes into this, to be honest. I didn't know this was a thing that they did.
Well, just advertising like Microsoft products specifically, or just like Microsoft like to help build and run the platform, sort of thing.
That's right. Yeah, so that they're facilitating the advertising portion of that model.
Okay.
That makes sense. So they're helping Netflix get ads into the.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess what I wanted to add here is, because there's been a bit of speculation about this, was if this is a true partnership, other than money, what could Microsoft see out of this? And your mind goes to a couple of places, doesn't it? Games Pass Ultimate, Netflix subscription. We can call it Games Flix.
Yeah,
it's good that. Xbox IP Netflix shows, probably a bit of a wishful thinking, but
yeah.
What IPs would you have, mate, on Netflix? Go. Xbox IPs, go.
Gears. Oh, am I supposed to just roll them off? Just
No, I was just surprised that was your first choice.
I think Gears could adapt to a TV series really well, or just a movie.
I guess, but I'm kind of sick of Locus.
Yeah. Okay.
Fable, let's go.
Fable.
Banjo show. Let's have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cuphead.
Yeah. Cuphead. Pretty cool. Yeah. There's a lot that spring to mind. What else? What's another big one?
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, like an Elder Scrolls. Yeah, potentially. Fallout, all that sort of stuff.
What's already happening, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
On Netflix, I don't think, but
yeah. No, there's a lot. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it though. But then you see Sony are moving into the TV and movie space quite a lot. So
very much are. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's
doing
more
a Gran Turismo show, mate.
They actually. Jesus. All right. Yeah, I think you're right in the sense that I don't think this will affect the gaming world that much, at least for a while. This partnership, wherever it is, I think it's more of just like a business thing. Like you said, we might see some bleed through, but I think even if we do, in terms of like Games Pass editions or IPs coming to Netflix, I don't think that's gonna happen for a while. I think for right now it's like a it's a business thing. There won't be much game bleed through, but it's still establishing that partnership with Netflix, right? Which I think is good. And plus Netflix is just struggling these days, so I think they'll take any help they can get.
Supposedly, it's funny because I had cancelled my subscription. It's due to end in August because I want to watch the rest of Better Call Saul, but they just have their biggest viewership, like concurrent viewership ever.
With Stranger Things, yeah.
I think we have a problem of like this echo chamber developing a little bit, with outrage online. And I was like, Netflix is dying. And then journalists pick up on it and they're like, there's loads of people are angry about. But really it's like Netflix is doing better than they've ever done. Like I don't know.
But I think
they're actually worse off at the moment.
I think before Stranger Things and stuff like that, they had a pretty dry spell. I don't think they were doing too hot in terms of figures and viewer retention. Obviously, people are going to come back with your big hitter shows and stuff like that. But then, what's it going to be like next month or the month after? Those people might have only bought 1 month to just watch Stranger Things, and then they just bail again, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I can definitely see a world where Xbox is side-eyeing like the amount of effort that PlayStation are now pushing to go transmedia with their IPs and being like, let's get cozy with Netflix. Because that would be, in a perfect world, if Netflix became the like publishing partner for Xbox, you could have yearly or bi-yearly shows. Xbox Game Studios would flash up on the front. You get Netflix bundled in with Games Pass Ultimate. It works both ways. Netflix pops up. It says, "Did you enjoy?" You're on your Samsung TV. Did you enjoy season 1 of Gears of War? Click here, and we'll take you to the Xbox Cloud app, and you can play it right now. You can play the first one right now. You know, you can see a lot of integration in those in that sense. So
100%.
I can
Yeah.
I can see like feasibly a good partnership. Whether it'll go in
Yeah.
that direction or if this is just a big bag of cash, no. But
Yeah, there's room for
it's
a,
feasible.
a big partnership there. Yeah, 100%. There's some growing room there. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what comes of it. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. That's all the stories for today. Did we have
That's all
anything
she wrote.
pop up in chat? I don't think we did we?
Rude.
No. Yeah, I haven't kept an eye on chat. Yeah, come on, guys.
No, I've kept an eye. That's fine. So, shall we sign out? Because if we are going to sign out, I want you to smack that jingle.
Yeah. I was really close to my mic when I said
Jingle
that.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. All right. Jingles are going.
Well, if you've watched the whole thing, if you've been driving, you've been exercising, or you've just been relaxing, we appreciate your views. You know, we're here. We do this every week now, Sunday, usually about 1 p.m. BST. So that's really early for you if you're American. Sorry, but it's just the time that works for us. You can catch us later. You know, that's fine. But other than that, hope you've had a good time listening to the show, and we'll catch you Monday.
God bless.
Peace. People say, right?
Peace out.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Bye. Oh, I forgot I have to end it.
Yeah, you have to end it. I just, like a prick with my fingers in the air.
You are a prick.